Okay, gang, welcome back to Stoneforge Studios. So we have a very cool and unique project we're working on. We're gonna mix some gold with some carbon fiber and maybe even add some diamonds to it to give it a little bit of bling bling. So watch as we start this process. So here we have our solid carbon fiber rod, and this is a type of carbon fiber called forged carbon fiber that we actually made here in our shop. So we brought it over to the lathe and we are going to start machining this chunk of carbon fiber down into a ring. So first we're going to drill a hole down the center and then we're going to bore it out and go from there. Carbon fiber is a very lightweight but very hard material, and it actually dulls our bits pretty quick, so we have to always be resharpening them to make sure we get nice clean cuts. And we also use carbide bits so that they last longer. So here you see we have our blank cut out to the size, and we are going to part it off with this carbide parting tool. And then we'll come back and we will finish the inside and get it to the exact size and fit that we want. It may not look like much right now, but trust me, this ring is going to look awesome once it's done. So here we have our carbide bit cutting the inside, and once we have it up to size, we'll bring it to our ring mandrel and we'll shape the outside profile and get it ready to add the gold and diamonds to. Since we're going to be adding very small diamonds, we're going to be very meticulous with getting the size exactly right. So once we have it to size and we cut out the channel, we're going to take this bar of rose gold and we're going to shape it to fit that channel. This takes a lot of time and a lot of practice to get just right, because we need to make sure it fits nice and tight into that channel so that the gold doesn't ever fall out. So after a little sanding, a little filing, a little cleanup, we're going to get it to fit right into that channel and right where we want it. We're going to cut it out to the exact length. And then where that seam is, we're actually going to bring it over to one of our very unique tools that is going to help us weld that together. So here is that tool I was telling you about. This is our laser welder, and this machine is amazing. So we can make miniature welds on gold and silver and titanium without hitting the carbon fiber. So here you see we're holding the two ends of the gold piece together, and we're looking through a microscope, and we're just going to slowly weld those two ends together from the bottom on up. And this will ensure that those two ends are permanently fused together and will never come apart. Now that we've got it welded, we are going to file the outside and get it nice and flush to the carbon fiber, and we are going to get it ready for stone setting. So here is a batch of those diamonds, and we are going to add these in pavé style to that rose gold section. So with the carbon fiber ring and rose gold mounted onto our ring mandrel, here you'll see we're looking under the microscope so that we can see every fine little detail, and we're marking off the center of the band, and then we're going to mark out the spacing for these 1.5 millimeter diamonds that we're going to add into this ring. Here you see we're marking our spacing bit by bit. This is a very tedious process, but it has to be done just right so that we have the spacing perfectly. And then here we're coming in with a carbide graver, and we are going to cut out what is called the bright cut. And this is going to create the small sections where we'll then cut away a little bit more metal and add our stones to. So you see we've drilled our holes, and we've cut the spaces in between those little islands of metal, and then the remaining metal is actually what's going to serve as the prongs. Yeah, don't mind me, just using my tongue is part of the process. This is actually very important so that I can pick up those teeny little diamonds without them falling off this little brass mandrel. So one by one, I'm going to add every teeny little diamond into its respective slot. Diamonds are very hard and very resistant, so I can push pretty hard on these and get them locked down into those little channels. And then I'm going to come back over with this tool. It's called a beading tool. It has a little bit of a concave on the tip, and we are going to actually mushroom the metal over the top of the stones. So you see there, we're pushing the metal down and over, and this is holding the stones in, locking them in place permanently. And there you have it. We're going to give it one final polish and clean up, and this ring is ready to be sent to its customer and to be worn for a lifetime to come. Ka-chow!
Sí, que se vaya más oscuro, ajá.
Thanks for joining us, guys. Hope you enjoyed the process, and we will see you next time.